Welcome to the 8th episode of Ultimate Overview, a show where we go over each item in Fortnite and explain its strengths, weaknesses, and its role in the game today. My name is Jackson, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about the White Heal Wonder, the Medkit. The Medkit has two versions in-game, the Legacy Medkit and the Chapter 5 Medkit. The Legacy Medkit is the old Chapter 1 to 4 version of the Medkit, taking 10 seconds to use and healing 100 HP per use. This version of the Medkit is now only used in Creative, mostly because the new version is way better. The Chapter 5 Medkit takes 1 second to activate and heals health over time as it's being used, totaling 100 HP. You can also move around while using this version of it, and you can cancel it mid-use to only heal partial health. It will also auto-cancel once your HP is full. Now the general strategy for both the Legacy and new version of the Medkit is to go into heal off. Since the Legacy takes 10 seconds to pop and the Final Storm takes for 10 damage a second, you'll need to purposefully step into the storm for 1 tick of damage, step back into the safe zone, and then use it before the circle fully closes. This also means that you can only use one Legacy Medkit in the final zone, making other items like Chug Splash, Floppers, and even bandages much better for heal off. However, the Chapter 5 Medkit does not have this problem. Since this version of the Medkit heals over time, you can actually just start using it a few seconds after the storm fully closes. And since you can move around with the medkit while you use it, you could theoretically store a bunch of extra medkits in a box somewhere and walk back to them, assuming it's not too far away. This is why you'll often see competitive players carrying a bunch of medkits into endgame and tournaments, because they're all trying to win heal off. Now, given how busted this version of the medkit is for heal off, I'd say a nerf is in order. Now, if I got to decide, I'd make it so that medkits have a delay between uses of about 5 seconds. This wouldn't affect how good they are in most casual games, since who's really using 2 medkits back to back like that in pubs, but it would force competitive players to carry multiple white heals like Floppers in order to keep their health up and survive for a long time in the storm. So instead of carrying 6 medkits and surviving in storm for a theoretical 60 seconds, they'd have to use 1 medkit, eat 2 Floppers, then pop the next medkit, and so on, reducing the maximum time in storm down to 46 seconds, assuming they carry 1 stack of medkits and 1 stack of Floppers. This wouldn't eliminate the entire heal off strategy, and I honestly think that's a good thing. Heal off is a boring way to win, sure, but it should be something you can go for. I mean, strategy is strategy, and if you can make it to endgame with the best players in a lobby, and the only real damage you take is from the storm, I think you should be rewarded for that, even if it's not as spectacular as dropping down from max height and one-pumping someone. On the tier list, I'm going to put the medkit in B tier. Well, yes, it's very, very strong in tournaments. We're really only looking at these items as they pertain to most players, and most players aren't going to carry a medkit in an endgame. It's still very good, but, you know, you kind of need the space, and a medkit usually isn't worth the room, especially when you have other faster healing items. Anyhow, if y'all enjoyed everything this video had to offer, consider subscribing because it helps out a lot. The next video in this series is going to go over the pistol, so stay tuned for that soon. I've been Jackson, and this was Ultimate Overview. Thanks, guys. Now, the general strategy for both the Legacy... This wouldn't eliminate the entire win deal.